Hello, everybody. How's it going? Are we all right? Three people in here. Hello, hello. Yeah, just drop us a message in the chat. Just to let us know who we've got in here. Like I said on this one, what I will do, anybody that wants to drop in on the stream, it's like I say, it's not going to be the longest stream ever. But anyone that wants to drop in on the stream and have a chat about anything at all, whether it's pickups that you've got, whether it's films you've just seen, whether it's stuff you've just watched on Netflix or stuff you watched on Disney Plus or whatever it is, just as long as you've got a camera and as long as you've got a mic, drop in. You know what I mean? I'll throw the link up now in the chat. There we go. So anybody who wants to drop in, can do. There's a quick one from K-Man Moves and More. Hey all, how's it going, K-Man? I hope you're okay, mate. Tony from Basement Blues, how's it going, Tony? I hope you're all right, mate. He's saying hello to K-Man and More. We'll give it a couple of minutes here. Here we go. Future Boy, hello friend, how's it going, man? Hope you're okay. Hello, what's going on? How's it going, Future Boy? You all right, pal? Yeah. We'll give it a couple of minutes. Like I say, if any of you guys want to drop in, that link's there. Just drop in on that link. And like I said, as long as you've got a mic and as long as you've got a camera, we'll chat about stuff. Anything you want. Hey Anthony, hello Cody, how's it going, man? I hope you're okay. Future Boy, have you got new stuff? Yeah, I've always got new bits and bobs coming in. Future Boy, I picked a couple of titles up today on the cheap. We'll have a look at them in a minute. Nothing mind blowing, but there's a couple of cheaper than normal titles. You don't normally find these floating around where I did find them, especially for the money that I got them for as well. So we'll look at them in a bit. Animated stuff, I've got a little bit as well as. So 80s cartoon stuff, there's a little bit of that coming. Brad's kicking around anywhere from Category 3 Me. I've got some stuff that's coming for Brad. Yeah, so there is a few bits that have popped up. But again, like I said, anybody in here wants to join the live stream, you are more than welcome. That link is there. You can see it. Massive Data is in the chat where I've put the link to the stream. If you want a direct link, if you've got me on social media, Messenger or Instagram Messenger, just ping me on there and I can send you the link from there as well. We're more than welcome to join. While we just talk about random nonsense on a Sunday. And this was only going to be nice and breezy. There was no real topic, no real structure to this or anything. Just thought I'll pop on a Sunday for a bit, shoot the shit, see who drops on, and go from there. We'll have a look at a couple of things I've picked up. Like I said, I've nothing major. I've nothing that's mind blowingly good. There's another one there that I've picked up recently. Category 3 Me, Brad. What's up, Tony? How's it going, mate? You all right? Hope you're okay, pal. How's your internet going on, Brad? Is it still playing up, mate, or have you managed to sort of get it firing on all cylinders now? Future Boy, curious, does Discotek classic anime boutique label distribute in the UK? I do not know, mate. Let me have a quick look. It's called what? Discotek. Let's go check. Classic. Classic anime. Discotheque Media, is that them? I don't know, mate. Looking at that, I can't really tell you. I don't think they do. Looking at that, I mean, seems to be a lot of it on Crunchyroll, that you know, what I mean, the streaming service. But I don't know. I've never heard of the thing, mate. But again, I'm not the real go-to guy to ask about any form of anime. The sort of mid to late 80s, early 90s stuff. I'm not too bad with. More modern stuff, mate. I won't even know where to start. It's not my forte. It ain't really my cup of tea. But I would imagine those titles are available. You know what I mean? Those anime titles will be available in the UK. And I would imagine that there is a company distributing all that, but I couldn't tell you who it is, man. I'm not really know. I don't really know. Brad at Category 3 and me says internet is getting better, still working on it, still not solid enough to stream. Well, that's a shame, mate. Have you tried an antenna on it, Brad? You know what I mean? That's the way I got mine working at the end, mate. The 4G, 5G router that I had. I still have it. But it was so hit and miss, mate. It could be exceptionally good one day, and I come home from work the day after, and it just not be working at all. And I did probably 18 months of that, and then I just fucking give up at the end. So basically, all I use that for now, because I can move it around, I take it on holiday with me. So I'm not reliant on anywhere's internet, because it doesn't matter if I seem to go out of the Wigan area, it works fucking brilliantly everywhere else. And the second I set it up here, it doesn't seem to work. It's really odd. But it's with an antenna, mate, I found it helped a little bit. I was getting a bit of a faster connection on it. Even with the 5G, it wasn't running brilliant. So I ended up switching back to Virgin Media, which I vowed never to do. But they made the price that irresistible, you know what I mean, for what they was offering speed and connection wise. I couldn't really say no, so I went back to them, and up to now, touch wood, the service has been really good, because the service was really poor initially. But going back to them, like I said, they dropped the price a hell of a lot, and the service has been really, really good. So I can't really complain about it. Tony Investment Blue says, I was hoping to get the moat of the Lupin, the third stuff at Future Boy, but there is so much out there. I don't even know what that is. Again, when it comes to manga, when it comes to anime, the really early stuff. So if you throw Akira at me and stuff like that, I ain't too bad. The more modern stuff, I won't even know where to start. The Studio Ghibli stuff, I'm not too bad with. I do know them. I've watched a few of the Studio Ghibli stuff. It isn't my cup of tea. It's not there for me. But I get why people do like it. Brad at Category 3 me says it's working on the booster options. Working on booster options, right? It may be a case if you can get it, as stupid as it sounds. You know what I mean? How tall are the trees that are around you? You know what I mean? Is that causing the issue? If you could get something that's taller, I suppose without being a lightning point, you know what I mean? The last thing you want to be doing is conducting lightning on your house with it. But or something where the network seems to be working fine. If you can get a booster point to that, that's eventually how I seem to get it to work a little bit better. And those antennas, the aerials you can buy, the outdoor ones, the length of lead on them is as long as a piece of string. You know what I mean? You can have them as any length you want running to your property. If you can get it to work, it's a fantastic service to get because it's so cheap in the UK. 4G and 5G internet, you know what I mean, wireless kind of stuff. It's great if you can get it working because it is so cheap and there is no line rental on it, stuff like that. You're just basically paying for a SIM card, unlimited usage. It's fantastic, but the setup idea, I couldn't get it working properly without some kind of antenna on it, and even then, it was hit and miss. It's a shame we're not there yet with the technology. That I think that's the problem. You know what I mean? If I go into major cities with it in the UK, if I go to Manchester, if I go into London, even if I've been up to Glasgow in Scotland, it works fucking seamlessly. You sort of step down into sort of like the larger towns, it works okay. The smaller towns like mine, fucking zip. The phone works fine. My phone network and the 4G, 5G network are the same network, it's the same company. The phone works fine, but because the 4G, 5G broadband, the internet, works off an actual different setup, that signal's pathetic around here. There's obviously not enough masts, not enough towers, not enough booster points. So it's a shame, really. I've moved into the woods. It's like Crystal Lake, man. Yeah, I mean, I saw the other night when he was live streaming. I can't think he was he with Johnny or something, and you were sat on the edge of the lake trying to get your phone booking, man. I mean, yew trees all over the property and straining me for miles and miles. Right, you fuck basically then. Future Boy, Discotect opens looping the third floodgates here stateside. Ah, Christ, man, I have no idea what that is. What is that? Looping the third. Or Lupin, not Lupine. Lupin. Lupin the third. Lupin the third. I found it on here. That looks very Cowboy Bebop-ish. Is that by the same company? It looks a lot like Cowboy Bebop from the little bit I've seen. That looks very similar. Is it very similar to Cowboy Bebop? I know Cowboy Bebop. I've got the movie. I used to watch the show on Fox Animation on a Saturday morning here in the early 2000s. So I know that kind of stuff. Lupin the Third reminds me of Speed Racer. So the animation style is like Speed Racer, is it? K-Man moves a more. Hey all. Hello, K-Man. How's it going, dude? Are we okay? Future Boy. Brad is showing Wi-Fi connection with Sasquatch neighbour. Hey, that could be it, Dad. The guy could be tapping in on your network. You know what I mean? Siphoning those precious bytes off you. But I get your pain, mate. Like I said, where I am here, my only alternative is to use Virgin Media. Nothing else really works here. You know what I mean? It's have you no alternatives of running a landline to the property at some point, or are you off that far off the beaten track? You're never going to get any service like that to the property. Lupin the Third has been around since the 60s. All right, cool. No. I know nothing of it. Nothing. It's never shown here in the UK. And if it has, it's under the radar stuff because I've never come across it. But again, like I said before, if any of you guys want to join this stream, have a look further at the top. I'll drop it in the post again here in the comment. If you want to join, just hit that link there, or copy and paste the link, or do whatever you need to do. Or if you use social media, hit me up on Messenger. If you know me on Messenger on Facebook, or if you got me on Instagram, just ping me a message over and I'll send you that link if you want to join. All the stipulation is you need a camera, you need a mic. And drop on here and have a chat. Anybody that wants to join, you can join. I'm only going to be talking nonsense for an hour. So, Crusher, hello. How's it going, my friend? I hope you're okay. Nice for you to drop in. So what have I picked up lately? Well, there's a few little bits I've picked up on the cheap. Where's the stuff up there? So I found these lying around on the cheap locally to me. One of these is relatively inexpensive. You can pick it up in most places. That's the first Young Guns film. Thingy released Young Guns 2 not long back, a couple of months ago. Final Cut Entertainment. They put the second one out, so I thought, well, it's only right if I throw the first one in there as well. And they're enjoyable films, these, you know what I mean? But I picked this up for next to nothing, a couple of pounds. So I've thrown that in there. And this one I've been looking for a while, and it pops up every now and again, but it holds its money second hand in the UK at the moment. And I don't know why. I mean, these must be out of print. So this is along with Julian and Nile. I picked up Romance in the Stone. I prefer this one to Julian and Nile. Julian and Nile's all right. It ain't brilliant. But Romance in the Stone, I really enjoy. So it's a decent flick. And again, it went down that road. If you look at the fonts, if you look at the artwork, look at the picture and everything, it just makes it look like a blatant Indiana Jones ripoff. And that's something I'm going to be looking at doing in the next couple of weeks. Any of you guys that want to get involved out there, I'm going to be looking at sort of the best Indiana Jones ripoffs, whether they were low budget, big budget, whatever they were. Whether there was, if I think there was sort of like Indiana Jones fed into these films and this is where these were spawned from, then hit me up if you want to drop into the stream, if something you want to talk about. But that's what I'm going to have a look at doing. I'm going to have a look at Indiana Jones ripoffs. Well, Romance in the Stone, again, out of the two, between that and Jewel in the Nile, for me, that's the better one. Not a bad release. These, I mean, these are this is region free copper, and a decent few special features on them. Not these kind of studio releases. You don't ever get much on them. Well, you can say deleted scenes on that, rekindling the romance, a look back, hidden treasures, the screenwriters, Douglas Turner and DeVito's favourite scenes, and Michael Douglas remembers. It's a good film, like I said. Second one's all right. It ain't brilliant. But Crusher saying he's good, thanks. Tony saying I enjoy the Romance in the Stone films. Yeah, mate, they're good. You know what I mean? They're just good Sunday afternoon films. Throw them on. You don't really need to engage that much. You've probably seen them a million times. But they're just good, fun films. Kush said that will be interesting. It should be cool. Yeah, mate. I mean, there's probably people done that kind of thing on YouTube before, but I've got my outlook on it, and I imagine you guys out there have got a bit of an opinion on it as well. So I thought it would make for a decent video. Films that have inspired other films, and I thought Indiana Jones is probably a good jumping off point with that. You know what I mean? How many rip-offs there was of it. I've seen this one as Brad's was put up. Gwendolyn is a great Indiana Jones rip-off from Severin. Mate, after you mentioned that film to me, I've watched a few trailers. I think there's 3 different trailers altogether for that film. And when you said to me, yeah, mate, don't just go off the name Gwendolyn, go off the name Gwendolyn, and it's got some fucking really long name that goes along with it. I thought, yeah, we'll have a look at that. Fucking hell, mate, it was like a Peacorama film. You know what I mean? There's more flesh on show there. But I get where you're coming from, whatever the synopsis and all that, and the other bits of trailers I've seen. Yeah, there's plenty of skin on showing it, mate. But it was interesting. Probably one that I will look at some point, mate. I'm not sure if there's a version up here on YouTube of it. I'm almost sure. I've seen somewhere that I can stream it. K-Man movies and more. Back to the Future. Are we talking Back to the Future films, guy, that have led into other films, other time travel films, or because like I said that, yeah, that's something else I could do, mate. You know what I mean? Back to the Future rip-offs. There's a few out there. As you know, I collect the HMV Premium Collection line, and this was number 1 from their line. And I'd never bothered picking this up really. It is a good film. I watched it the other night after I grabbed it. I picked this up for like nothing, like a couple of pounds from a second-hand shop, and it just proves there is still people out there that have no idea what they've got in second-hand shops or charity shops or car boot sale or flea marketing. And there's still a couple of bargains to be had. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people probably know what they've got now, with other people on here banging on about this shit and eBay and places like that. But I got this one for a couple of pounds, and it normally goes for a lot more money. And again, it's a HMV Premium Collection, so it's a Blu-ray DVD combo with a digital download. The download's well and truly gone on it now, but it is then one of the better sort of creature feature films from the 50s. I think this is 56. I think this is from 56 or 54. 1954. Brilliant film. Really good black and white film. Looks great in HD on Blu-ray. Artwork's really cool on there as well. It's got that 50s vibe about it, 50s B-movie vibe. Really, really good. And, you know what I mean? It can be hit and miss, this kind of stuff. No real special features on there. I think there's a behind-the-scenes archives footage montage of the design and the operation of the giant ants. So if you don't know this film, if you've never seen this film, it's about giant ants that have mutated in the Nevada desert after an atom bomb testing, nuclear bomb testing. But these come in a slip box, which are the pretty decent quality. These from HMV. Artwork never changes on the disc, on the box cover. Sorry, the inlay. But they're a nice release. So you get DVD in black, Blu-ray in blue, obviously combo pack. They've stopped doing these now, combos. You just get these stopped all together. So one time, like I said, Blu-ray, DVD, digital download combo. You get these all the time, and then they stopped it now. You just get the Blu-ray, which I understand from a cost point of view. I mean, at this point, who the fucking hell's watching DVD? If you're buying Blu-ray, obviously no one's watching that DVD anymore. And you also get some art cards. Now, luckily, these were still wrapped. So for a second-hand copy, I mean, that's brilliant. They're still wrapped, so I've not even opened them yet. So that's pretty much more the same. The other three, you always get 4 art cards in these. So the other one will be stills from the film. They're always quite cool, quite glossy. That's smart. That was number 1 from this line. They're up to about, I would imagine they're short of just 180 titles on this line now. A lot of it's not for me. There's some really, really good stuff on it, but a lot of it's not for me. There's a lot of really sort of like campy, low-budget westerns on there. There's a hell of a lot of like film noir stuff that does nothing for me neither. When these are on sale at HMV, a couple of times a year, maybe 3 times a year, you can get 2 for £15. So for £7.50 a title, yeah, I mean they're brilliant. I've done a live stream on these before, so this is the only one I've added in recently. There is another one that I want to put into an 80s film that's got Christopher Reeves in it and Michael Caine. Is it called Trapdoor or Trap something? Not seen that film in years. Don't remember much about it, but that got released not long back. So that's probably another one I'll pick up when they drop in into the 2 for 15. But I'm pretty much cherry picked everything that I need out that line now. There isn't much more until they start rolling some better stuff out. They had a really good spell at one point of putting some really, really good 80s films out. Excuse me. Some good horror stuff in there, some good sci-fi and action films in there. And then they just started, like I said, a lot of film noir, so loads of film noir stuff, loads of like low end Western stuff. Again, don't really do much for me that. So that's where I'm up to with the premium collection from HMV. Cody says, have you had the chance to see Mad God from Phil Tippett? I have not, Cody, but my brother-in-law Richard sent me a link to it the other day, and I watched the trailer. I didn't know anything about that film, considering it's been 30 years in the making, and looks like some real good stop motion stuff. It had a real Corpse's Bride feel about it. The way it was animated, the way it's shot, little bit of Nightmare Before Christmas is in there as well as, but it looks fucking batshit crazy, mate. Looks absolutely nuts. And like I said, the trailer I watched of it looks really good. So yeah, I will be giving it a watch at some point. I know my brother-in-law said he had some pals that had watched it and they said it was really good. It was entertaining. So yeah, I will check it out at some point. But no, mate, the trailer looks great. The trailer sold it to me, so I'll definitely be checking out Mad God. Crushy says Canon Films should have a lot of rip-offs. Yeah, well, weren't Canon Films all rip-offs? But a overview or a sort of perspective stream with some other like-minded people on Canon Films that could be really interesting. That's another I could put on my list and do definitely, because that list could be as long as your arm. You know what I mean? They pumped out some sheer quality cheese over the years, and I suppose everyone's got the favourites within the Canon group of stuff they put out. And I'm looking at posters on my wall now from, you know, I mean, Cyborg and films like that. So yeah, definitely Crusher. A Canon Films stream is definitely something I could look into it. You know what I mean? It's people like Johnny and Pops and people like that. They'd be all over a stream like that, I would imagine. So that'd be quite cool to get them guys involved with something. Two other things I found today while I've been out and about shopping this morning, and while my wife was casually browsing in one shop, I went to another and picked these up. I was quite shocked to see them there for as cheap as they were. So the first one is the Arrow release of Candyman. I like this film, but I don't like it enough to spend full money on this or anything to put it in my collection. But when I come across these Arrow titles that I will dip in and out of when they're going for next to nothing and I can pick them up for nothing, I will grab them. And I paid £4 for this one. And it's one of the new releases, this, because you can tell with the case at the top, it's no longer got that embossed sort of logo inside the Amaray case. It's just got that like silver foil stuck to the case. So you always know these are the newer single disc editions, the cheaper end stuff. When the discs are when it's like that. In really good condition as well. This it's probably been watched once and then took in somewhere. Someone didn't care about it enough. But for £4, I'll pick it up all day long. I mean, just for the special features that's on the back of that, I'll have that. So I can't leave that sitting on a shelf for £4. You know what I mean? And then the next one, I own this title already. I had a limited edition DVD of it, and that did me pretty fine, to be honest. It's really easy to pick up this one, and I wasn't that concerned about grabbing it to put it into my Arrow collection. But again, when they pop up dead cheap, I'll grab them. And for this one, it was Donnie Darko. Again, a film everyone knows. There's fucking copies of this out everywhere at the moment. But the difference being with this one, again, I paid £5 for this one. The difference between this was a first run So it's DVD. Sorry, it's 2 Blu-rays. So it's director's cut and theatrical cut and the booklet. And you can tell it's one of the older ones, first run of it, because of the top of the Amrare case is the raised profile, not stuck on that foil like I just showed you on that low. So for £5 for an early printing one with a booklet, yeah, I'll be all over that. I mean, it's great. I know Johnny likes a booklet over at Johnny's Boutique Podcast as well, so you know what I mean. Got to grab that for £5. I can't leave it sitting on the shelf. And like I said, the special edition DVD I've got up there, that would have done me all day long. But when it comes to that, and again, you know, the special features on that are nuts, and two cuts of the film as well. I mean, that's great. So they're what I picked up recently. I mean, there's a few other bits and bats around. There's some cartoon stuff down there as well as. The cartoon stuff, I'm going to do separate videos for those because I've been neglecting the cartoon side of things recently, and I need to start getting back into it. For me, for this channel, that's where the numbers were. Viewing numbers have sort of dwindled off on this channel recently, massively dwindled off. But when I put something cartoon related up, fucking Christ, you know what I mean? I get view upon view upon view. So I need to start banging some of that cartoon related stuff out. Like I said, I've neglected it for a while, and I've got loads of stuff behind me. I'm still getting loads of cartoon stuff in. So keep your eyes open for some of that stuff coming soon. Caveman Moves and More. Thank you for the distraction. You're welcome, Caveman. I know you're going through some issues and problems at the moment, mate. So tuning into these, pal, and listening to me waffle shite for an hour. If that takes you away from as a bit of a distraction for an hour, mate, then I'm glad I can help out for a little while, mate. But yeah. AJ's Movies Palace. Good evening. Hello, AJ. How's it going, man? I hope you're okay. AJ again. My new weekly pickup vid will have gone live. I'll check it out after I've done this. We'll go over and have a look. Crush said, I'm sure that movie was out on Prism Leisure DVD. It certainly was, Crusher. And it's also in my Prism Leisure collection as well, Donnie Darko. The Prism Leisure release is just the film, I think. Yeah, it's definitely just the film. I don't think there's any bonus features with it or special features on there. But again, I mean, Prism do what Prism do with those old DVDs, and you know what I mean. They were good for the time. But I own a 2-disc special edition of it as well on DVD. I think Prism Leisure picked that one up after it had been out for a little while. They must have got the rights to it quite cheap. They banged it out as well as. Crusher, I not like Sundays at all. It's a long day. It can be, mate. It's not been too bad for us. I mean, we had a fucking like a charity bike ride that went past our house today, so we had to be up out and early this morning because the road I lived down, they closed the road off for 5 hours, so we couldn't get in or out. So we had to go out quite early this morning. But being out early, netted me two films that probably somebody else would have picked up. So it was a bonus going out early. Again, today we travelled to see me wife's nan. So we was out for like 3.5, 7 hour round trip really to where she lives. So on the way back last night, it was a quick takeaway tea. But we watched we watched Kingsman, the newer one. I've not seen it. I've seen the other one, the other two, Golden Circle and all that. So we watched the new one. I quite enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It was all right for what it was. The Kingsman films, they're not brilliant, but they're entertaining enough. And the third one in the franchise was all right. We enjoyed it. So I watched that last night. Tony says, "Gotta go. Enjoy the rest of your day." Thank you very much for joining us, Tony. Always nice to see you commenting, mate, and chatting along in the chat. I'll take care, mate. You have a nice day too, pal. I'll see you later. So what else have I grabbed? What else is down here? again, I've picked some stuff up for Brad, but I ain't going to show that. I'll let Brad show that when he gets it. What else have I got here that were picked up recently? There's this. I don't think I've shown anyone this, but I like the old school Arrow window set editions. And they get harder to come across now in decent condition. I mean, Cat of Nine Tails today. I saw that while I've been out in the same place. I've got those two others, and it was there for £8. And I was gonna pull the trigger for £8. It's a decent enough film. But when I had further inspection, the poster was missing out of it. The actual slip box was back to high hell. And you know me, I'm not the biggest slip box or slip case guy in the world, but they're very good on these winded editions by Aaron. And to be fair, they've got to be in decent condition before you pick these ones up. But I picked up not long back City of the Living Dead. I got this really cheap, really cheap. And it's a great film, but it's complete. So the posters in there and everything else. So there's one artwork. There's the reverse artwork, and then also you get 4 on these altogether. The beauty of this was as well the condition that it was in. It was like new, because we'll show in a minute. So this one's just a single disc. But again, you've got 4 styles of reverse artwork on these. So you've got 1, 2. So if you know the Dead Pit guys, that's their one. 3 and 4, which it's always quite cool to have that. It does look really good. And then with these, you always get some form of extras in these window books. If you are buying these or you are looking at these, always make sure that they come with everything that they should come with. Otherwise, you might be paying through the nose for them and not getting all the goodies that should come with them. I know Johnny likes these as well. I'm always on the lookout over here for him for editions that he's not got of these, because they're not that easy to get now. They pop up, they crop up every so often. But they tend to go for decent kind of money now. So again, there's some art cards in these. Again, these were open, and these are relatively old titles now. These old releases, sorry. So the art cards weren't even open, which was cool. And then obviously the booklet as well, which is another really good one. And then the double-sided poster, which you'll always get with these. I mean, if you haven't had a look at my room tour, some of the double-sided posters for Dawn of the Dead and Maniac Copper up there. So I will probably grab a frame for this and put this one up. So there's the new commissioned artwork for City of the Living Dead. And then there's the old artwork for the alternative title of the film, The Gates of Hell. That's a really cool print. That old man framing that. So yeah, so if you're looking into getting these, then always make sure that that everything's in them, and they all vary as well. You know, you don't think that they're all going to come with a poster and art cards and a booklet. It just varies. It definitely does vary. What, 2 minutes? We'll go to the chat. I'm not ignoring everybody. We'll go to Dirk first. Hello, Dirk. How's it going, man? Hey, brother. How's it going? I can jump on if you want. How long you been on? I've been on for half an hour, Dirk. If you want to jump on, dude, I can ping you the link over, pal. If you want to drop on. Bear with me 2 ticks. This will be interesting now. I go silent for 2 minutes. Where are we? Invite guest. Copied. I will send it through Instagram Messenger, Dirk. There we go, mate. Send there if you want to drop on. I shall stick some headphones on as well so we don't get any feedback. EB Bud, Internet Explorer dead now. Yeah, I think that's just some shitty spam. Either that or I don't understand it. Zod, how's it going, man? I hope you're okay. King Solomon's Mines, 1985, was a blatant Indiana Jones ripoff. The film was, but I'm sure that actual story itself will predate anything of that. I mean, that story's been around for bloody years, hasn't it? But the actual film itself, yeah, and it's enjoyable. You know what I mean? It is really, really enjoyable as a rip-off. You know what I mean? But there's so many sort of good low budget Indiana Jones rip-off. I think it would make for a decent stream. Get some of these guys in. And again, Zod, if you wanted to drop on, man, if you want to join the live stream with us, all you have to do, mate, is reach out. You're more than welcome. Again, like I've been saying to these guys, anybody that wants to drop on into this stream now and chat nonsense for the next hour, you're more than welcome to. I mean, I'll throw the link back up in the comments. If you've got a mic and you've got a camera, then you're more than welcome to join me, mate. Just chatting nonsense, really. There's nothing out and out with this stream tonight. Just thought I'd get on, have a shoot the shit for an hour or so for a Sunday evening. It'll be a bit early for some of the American brethren. I mean, like I say now, it's 7:15. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2:15. In some areas of the States. I've read that one. Okay, cool. Be on in a bit. Okay, Brad. See you in a bit, man. Yeah, so if you're looking into these, you know what I mean. If it's something that you want to start to put into your collection, of these Arrow window editions, have a look around. I cannot think for the life of me how many's in the actual in the collection of these. I want to say around 20, give or take. There wasn't loads, and some of them, you know what I mean, are not my cup of tea. But it's I will pick them up when they're in very good quality and if they're at the right money. And the ones I've got, I love the films anyway, so it was a no-brainer for me. But like I say, if that Cat and Nine Tails would have been okay today, I would have picked that up as well, especially for the money. But it wasn't. It was missing things, and the actual slipcase was knackered as well. But again, you can sort of see the amount of stuff you get with these. Always shows you on the back what should be present inside the box, so that gives you a bit of a good guide to what you should be looking out for with these. And again, they all vary. I mean, not all of them come with booklets, not all of them come with art cards. They generally always come with a poster. There's always a poster in there. But some of them you might find 2 discs. The Dawn of the Dead one's got 3 discs. Day of the Dead, I think that's 2 discs. Day of the Dead is probably the most expensive one in this at the moment. The one I'm always on the lookout for in this line, and I do own it on an Arrow release, but on the cheaper release, is Red Scorpion, Dolph Lundgren film. I'm always looking for that in this one. I can never really find it. I found it a couple of times out in the wild, and it's always been a bit shit quality. Again, slip cases knackered, or there's slip boxes knackered, or there's something been missing out of it. So that's the one I'm always searching for. Crusher says, Firewalker is an outright ripoff. Firewalker is an outright ripoff, mate. That was a Cannon film. That's here. If anybody doesn't know the film, whatever. There we go. That's Firewalker. Chuck Norris and Lou Gossett, and the guy that played Billy in Predator, the Native American dude. He played sort of bad guy in this. But that's Firewalker. No one's ever seen that. Check that out. I mean, I love Chuck Norris, but hell, he's awful in this. I mean, Lou Gossett probably holds everything together. Who's the female actress in this as well? I can never remember. I cannot remember. I'm not even seeing a name on the back. It's not even ringing any bells on the back of there. If someone can remember who the female actress in that, drop it in the comment. But that it is a really, really good film. Sort of two treasure hunters that basically constantly at a loose end. They think they get a lead to a certain treasure, and when they get there, it's either gone or it doesn't exist or they can't find it. So when this young woman comes to him with a treasure map stating she knows where this buried treasure is, the sacred buried treasure, they take it with a pinch of salt. But as they start to hunt for it, obviously shit starts to go wrong and stuff starts to happen to try to stop them sort of coming across it. So it is pretty good. But like I said, Chuck Norris in it is bloody awful. And I love Chuck Norris, but he's wooden in this film. I mean, he's dialing this in from outer space. It's awful. But like I say, Lou Gossett holds it all together in this. Lou Gossett's really good. I'm not sure if Shout Factory or Scream Factory probably banged this out. Shout Factory or Scream Factory. Oh, is it going?
Oh, I gotta turn that off. Can you hear me okay?
I can just see myself in background. Yeah, man, I'm good. You?
Okay. Cool. How's it going, man?
I'm good. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen Firewalker?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's nostalgia for sure.
Yeah, right. Definitely. I mean, I've been chatting to some of these guys, and I'm thinking about in a couple of weeks get some bodies together, doing a live stream, and we'll do a Indiana Jones rip-off stream. So films that was completely ripped off from Indiana Jones, and that's definitely one of them. That's definitely.
Yeah.
That was Cannon doing it at the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw where it said Indiana Jones ripoff, and then I was like, something just. I haven't thought about this one film in probably more than 30 years.
Yeah.
Tennessee Buck. Have you ever seen that?
Do you know what? You're setting nostalgia bells off for me now. I remember that film, but it's been that long since I've seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing go ahead.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is it had David Keith in it.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a woman that got raped from some tribal person. and I remember it was very crazy because it was supposed to be a kid's movie, I thought. Or a friend of mine showed it to me for the first time, and he was like, "You got to see this," and I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
yeah, it's.
And he showed me that scene. I was like,
"Yeah, it's nuts." I mean, I remember the front cover being like the VHS box looking like an Indiana Jones ripoff. But then, if you look at the guy, he also looks like the box art for King Solomon's Mines as well. So, sort of like the way it's drawn, the way it's set up, the way he looks.
So he had the Indiana Jones hat, you know.
Yeah. It's but that I do remember that one. Yeah,
it was. I can't remember the full title. I just remember Tennessee Buck though, and I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah,
because I'd seen that on a thumbnail or something, and I was like, "Damn!" It just flooded in my mind that quick, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's ever had a release by anybody or not. Let's have a look.
Right.
So 1988 that came out.
Okay, so that was 88. That was shit. How many years? That was
88, 98, 2008, 2018. So it's like what, 36 years ago?
Yeah, I knew it was over 30.
34 years ago. 34 years
Yeah.
ago. I don't know if that's had a Blu-ray release or not. I mean, I'm surprised no one's picked that up if they've not.
Right. But I just remember how crazy that one scene, man. It was like oiling her up and shit. Do you remember that? The tribal people?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think it has.
And she was like the Playmate of the Year. That woman. Yeah. I don't remember her name, though. I remember David Keith was in it. But
yeah, I can't remember that. It looks like Blu-ray.com saying there's a Blu-ray version, but I think it's a German release. Huh. I don't know. Or is that a D? No, I think it's just a D. It's had a DVD release, but it doesn't look like it's had a Blu-ray release. Yeah, the Further Adventures of Tennessee Buck.
Okay, I knew it was something else to it, but
yeah, no, it's never had a Blu-ray release.
The only thing I really remember is he was kind of like he seemed like a con artist kind of character.
Yeah,
he flew an airplane and shit, or he's taking them into the jungle or whatever the hell. But yeah, it's so crazy how it just popped in my head. Like when I seen that thumbnail, I was like, "Rip off Indiana Jones." But Firewalker,
Firewalker is a great one. I mean, Cadden would have done loads of them. Like I say, I couldn't remember what the actress' name was in Firewalker, but Zod's got it there. Melody Anderson.
Yeah.
She's pretty good in it as well. Like I said, Chuck Norris is terrible in Firewalker.
Yeah, but back then when I was a kid, he was awesome at everything.
Oh yeah.
Know? But rewatching the shit, you're like, oh God, man.
Yeah, some of it is terrible. We've got Crusher again, Red Scorpion, good old Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, great action movie. It is, mate. And like I say, I've got it on the cheaper edition that Arrow put out, but I'm still looking for it in this windowed edition. So if I can find the windowed edition of that, that would be great because it comes with a poster and everything else. But it's one I can never seem to find. I mean, do you own any of these, Dirk? Any of these windowed editions Arrow releases?
No, I don't. Damn, what the hell?
They're cool, man. The very early Arrow releases.
Damn, that's Luke. That's
City of the Living Dead.
Yeah, or Gates of Hell or whatever.
Gates of Hell, yeah.
Yeah.
But with these releases, I mean, Johnny's into these as well. Johnny collects these.
Is that like? Can you push through that plastic though?
No, window? So it's got like a cellophane.
Yeah.
Piece on the front. Then you spin it on the back, and it sort of shows you everything that's inside the box. So awesome, there's art cards. There's a poster in there, and I'll show you it in a second. But it comes with a booklet and everything. But you get 4 editions of the artwork. So you can like reverse it 4 different times.
Oh shit!
So that's one.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
That's the Dead Pit Boys. That one, isn't it?
I just got that shirt, man.
Yeah,
put that on there.
Yeah, so I picked this one up second hand. It was in really good condition. So they're the reverses on it. So you get that one as well, and you get that one. That's the one that Arrow did.
I haven't seen that one either.
Release.
What the hell? I've never seen that art right there.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the one that Arrow commissioned for the release.
Okay, I bought the Scorpion release.
Release of it.
Gates of Hell.
Yeah.
That's the one I got.
Yeah, because I don't know if there is a US release from Arrow of this film. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure there is. Right,
and then obviously you get some art cards as well, but they've never been opened yet. So you get some art cards in there.
Hell yeah,
that's cool.
How much do those go for? Those window releases.
It depends. You know what I mean? They're holding the money at the moment. I mean, the most expensive one in the UK currently is Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead can go for like £40 to £50. Dawn of the Dead sort of holds its money, but dropped off a little bit when Second Sight brought that big box set out. but that's looking to go for 25 to 30. These ones, if you find them, generally 15 to 20 pounds if you can find them. But you've got to make sure everything's in there with them, because there's so much stuff that could be missing. Like today, I went into a second-hand shop today, and they had Cat and Nine Tails in this release, and I was going to grab it. It was really cheap, and then on further inspection, when I had a look, the poster was missing, the slit box was all banged up. So I just left it there. You know what I mean? There's no point. There's no point taking them.
Right, and they probably wanted too much for it anyway, huh?
It was relatively cheap, and that was probably the reason, because it was missing all the goodies out of it. So you get a nice booklet in them as well as.
Damn.
So that's Fulci of the Living Dead. So there's
Is there a bunch of those winter releases?
I think that John is probably the better man to ask. It was about 20, I think, give or take.
Okay. Okay. So it ain't too hard to get them all then.
No. So like Cat and Nine Tails, Tenebrae.
See, I buy a bunch of stuff from the UK. They don't bother me. There's a lot of people that don't like that little 18 or whatever.
Yeah. BBFC.
It don't bother me none. You know.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. Like, it don't matter.
Yeah, well, a release in the UK can't be released without that ratings logo on it.
Right.
So
I hear people all the time here always bitching about that, and I'm just like, you know, who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what they tend to do, like this Arrow release, it'll have it on one side of the artwork that they sell it with, and then on the other side of the artwork they take it off on the reverse art. So when I put them on my shelves, that if I just flip the artwork on them, you can no longer see them.
Okay.
So that's all right. But the poster you get in these. Yeah. So that was the commissioned art that they did for this one.
That's a killer ass print, man. I like that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Hell yeah.
And then there's the original Gates of Hell one on the reverse.
That's what I remember, like back in the day. Well, it said City of the Living Dead back in the video store. Here, you know. Yeah,
but they're definitely worth looking into, mate. Out in the US, John is probably the best man to speak to about these. Right. But like I said, the one that I'm constantly trying to look for in the UK is Dolph Lundgren's Red Scorpion. That's the one that's always eluded me.
Okay. Well,
but I have other ones. So that was City of the Living Dead. I've got Maniac Cop. I've got Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
Do you have all the Maniac Cops or just the first one?
Just the first one.
That's the only one that's really worth a shit. To be honest, you know.
Yeah, I mean, two's okay to a point.
They're okay, but you got Bruce Campbell and Tom Atkins. I mean, shit, you know. And I talked to Tom Tom Atkins about that.
Hello, School.
Yeah. Hey, now. Hey, Scolder. He was in there last night. I was on this crazy, insane stream with Jace last night.
Right.
Like damn, 7-hour stream or some shit.
Yeah, Jace knows how to do it.
Yeah. But, yeah, Scolder was in there as well. But, as a collection goes, mate, those Winded editions, those Arrow Window editions, they're definitely worth a look at. Definitely. They're nice collector's pieces. But it's some of them, like I said, the price has come down a little bit, but the most expensive one at the moment in the UK is definitely Dawn of the Dead. Day of the Dead, sorry. Day of the Dead. Damn. See, I like Day better than Dawn, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could like them in equal amounts. I mean, I'll grab it for you, Sean. So that's the one. I mean, I've got these in turkey bags, but that's Maniac Cop.
Okay.
So
hell yeah. Cool. That's so cool.
Maniac Cop.
I like that, man. That window.
Yeah.
It's cool as shit.
So that one came with like 4 reverse artworks, a poster, and a booklet. That's just a single disc one, that one. Then Dawn of the Dead. Again, there's 4 in there, but it's a 3-disc set. There's 3 cuts of the film in there.
I got one that I know you don't have, though. I got one I know that you don't have.
Go on.
I picked it up from Texas Frightmare. I don't know. Did I ever show this on your channel?
Maybe not.
But somebody gave it to me up there. I was talking to this guy. He was drunk off his ass. He said he was a director and shit, you know.
Right.
And he gave me this. So I just had to just to show it, man. But
Brilliant.
yeah, he gave me that one, and then he gave me this one too, and he signed it. This extreme metal retardation. But you know, you kind of tell what that shit is, you know.
Yeah, man.
But he said on this one he's interviewing bands, like metal bands, while he's drunk.
Right.
And he was drunk the whole fucking weekend, you know.
I mean,
That shit was funny.
That sort of low budget horror stuff like
Yeah.
that. If you've ever seen any of my other videos, I once did a stream with a guy called Chris Seaver. He has a channel on here called It Crept from the 80s, but he also has a low budget film company called LBP, Low Budget Pictures, or Warlock Home Entertainment. He's gone under a few different names, and the guy's done about 30, 35 films, something like that. And he's used different actors over the years. He's used a couple of like sort of high-end porn stars in some horror films he's done, but he's also done a couple of films with Debbie Rochon. So he's got Debbie Rochon in a couple of these films. And he's a really, really nice guy, Chris, and he's an absolute 80s nerd like I am. He loves that shit. But he's currently working on a TV show that's in pre-production at the moment, so that should be quite cool.
I didn't even notice that spine though. Look at that spine, man. That's just that's just a couple hours. I mean, I've showed it before on my shit, you know, but I throw up a couple of these, you know.
Girls that just want to have blood. I take it they're just shot on video stuff.
Yeah. Well, this was from Wild Eye. You ever heard of them?
No.
Wild Eye releasing. I got this free because I got the VIP or whatever. They take
Yeah.
They threw that in my bag. I got these two from that crazy guy.
Right.
He signed it, but that shit was funny. I just figured I'd throw it up there. but I said, hell, I'll jump on because I seen like, you know, that Tennessee Buck just came out of nowhere. I hadn't thought about that movie in a long damn time.
Yeah. It's you'll find that once you start digging into stuff and you start doing a bit of snooping around, and one film will just hit you out of nowhere. And that was it was one for me. That it cropped up somewhere the other day when I was looking for it. Indiana Jones ripoff. So I was like, shit, I forgot all about that one. You know what I mean? It was,
you saw that? Okay.
Yeah, it's an odd film. And I've got another one up there as well. I'll leave it up there for the time being. This is a blatant Indiana Jones ripoff, but it's got fucking Donald Pleasance in it. You know what I mean? So that's a really weird one. Yeah. Zod 1980 said, I watched your second sight video. Amityville 2 The Possession is the only film that scared me as a kid. To be honest, it still does now. Not for the faint-hearted. The first one doesn't scare me. Yeah, man. It's thanks for watching that video anyway, mate. That second sight stuff is great.
Are they come out with Amityville 2?
No. Don't think they've got Amityville 2 out. The one I've got is Amityville, the first one. And again, when I was a kid, it fucking scared
That's the one I got too. Yeah, Amityville 2 screwed me up when I first seen it. I was like, man, it's incest shit, you know? I was like, this shit's crazy. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's nuts. But those second sight releases are great, especially when you can get them on sale. You know what I mean? For £9 each, it's fantastic. Holland Oats. Hey, what's going on, gents? Hello, going Holland. Is it going, man? You all right?
What's up, Harlan?
Crusher, Give Hell Comes to Frogtown 2. It's the guy from Maniac Cop, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, Hell Comes to Frogtown 2. Fucking hell, that is fucking nuts. even fucking Roddy Piper didn't want to go back and do that second one.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking. I mean, I love the first one. I mean, Elkham's Frogtown's a brilliant film, but like I said, even Piper didn't want to get involved in this in the second one in the sequel. So yeah, they brought the guy in from Maniac Cop, didn't they?
Yeah.
Again, I don't think that's had a boutique release by anybody. I don't think that's on Blu-ray.
I don't know if I've seen part 2, man. I know I've seen the first one back in the day.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, mate.
A lot of people hate both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, I know Pops wasn't a fan of the first one.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brad ended up with his copy. No, it wasn't Brad, was it? It was Brian. I think Brian ended up with his copy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that was a Vinegar Syndrome release.
Yeah, Brian's been sending me stuff from the convention he's at.
All right, yeah, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
Coco had put up some videos on her Instagram.
Right.
So I was checking a few of those out. But that looks like they're having a good time, man. It looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they were sitting there watching Friday the 13th Part 2 poolside with Amy Steele right
Brilliant.
there. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah. Because he knows that's my favorite final girl, you know,
Yeah.
of all time. So yeah.
That's I mean that's cool. I mean we very rarely get anything like that in the UK. We get convention. Yeah, we get conventions, and there's a couple of biggish ones through the year, but there's nothing.
But you get shit like probably like Argento and shit, you know, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, with the European kind of stuff. Yeah, you can do. The tendency over here, unless it's one of the big city ones, is the sort of more locally ones that tend to do on the cheap and on a budget. The biggest one to us was in Manchester, the one that I wanted to do last time, and the lineup Chuck Norris was at that particular convention.
Oh shit!
And the convention itself got cancelled due to COVID restrictions and all the rest of it. And what the company did that had brought all these sort of celebrities and stars over was sort of when things had sort of relaxed a little bit over here, the convention had gone, but they still had the bookings for the people that were there. So they were doing one-on-one situations, so you could pay to have a slot
like
with someone.
Private signing.
Okay. Yeah. So I looked down the list, and Chuck Norris was still there. Chuck Norris was still coming to the UK, and I thought, yeah, we'll do that. So I went into the bookings, and my wife was sat in the living room with me, and we're chatting about it. And I looked, and it was 10 minutes with him. So you had a 10-minute chat with him, one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
You had personal signings, so you could take stuff, or there was stuff there to be signed, and it was £250.
Oh,
and I was like,
shit.
I'm not paying £250. And my wife was like, do it. It's Chuck Norris. You're never going to get to do the end. The guy's in his 80s. You know what I mean? And I'm going, it's still £250 though. I can't justify £250.
Yeah, there's only certain. Is that like one of your biggest though?
Yeah, and I regret it now. I should have done it. You know what I mean? For £250, I should have done it. 10 minutes with Chuck Norris. You know what I mean? You're never going to get that shit.
No,
and I should have done it, and I didn't. And that's probably the only chance I would have ever got to done it. And I didn't pull the trigger with it, really.
Damn. Yeah, Chuck Norris was like the shit. I mean, I was into all that shit when I was a kid, big time. Like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
I was watching all that shit, man, on loops. You know, it was like I can't remember the one with Chuck Norris where he's like dressed in black and he's all like stealthy and shit. You remember that? Like, I can't remember the name of that one, but it wasn't a very. I mean, I didn't see it many times, but
the Octagon. There's the sort of like left fieldy kind of ones where the Octagon.
Like a lot of silhouettes of him, like trying to get into this building or house or something. I remember Silent Rage. That's one, right?
Silent Rage is a really good film.
Yeah, I love that shit.
So quickly, I mean, probably my favorite is Lone Wolf McQuade.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Lone Wolf McQuade is my favorite for sure.
It's
No doubt
fantastic. And he's
Him and
really,
Carradine,
really good in it.
Yeah,
Hey?
him and Carradine.
Yeah, and Dave Carey. I mean, that final fight between them at the end is fucking superb. I mean, like Delta Force, I like Delta Force, but they are so same with the Missing in Action films. The
Missing in Action, I was about to say, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Invasion USA is another good one. That was an 88 films release for us here.
I remember
Eye for an Eye. Yeah. Eye for an Eye was an early. Eye for an Eye was an early 81. Yeah. Code of Silence might be the one that you're thinking of.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think he had like a shotgun on the cover.
Yeah. That's the one.
I had that big ass poster on my wall when I was a kid. Yeah. I had it on my door or some shit.
Yeah, that'll be it. The Code of Silence, Firewalker, The Octagon, The Force of One is one that not from the late 70s, not many people talk about.
And when he gets his ass whooped in Return of the Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, which is brilliant. It's where Bruce Lee grabs a handful of chest hair out of him, and it pulls it out like that, blows it out of him. Yeah. It's fucking super. I mean, again, you know what I mean. At the time, standing toe to toe with Bruce Lee like that, you know what I mean, Chuck Norris, and I suppose at that time he wasn't a big household name. You know what I mean? He was just another guy that was doing that kind of stuff, and then he just went.
Chuck was a student. He was a student of Bruce too.
Yeah.
You know? So Bruce did that a lot with like people in his movies. You know, they Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a student of Bruce Lee. You know? Yeah. It's good shit, man.
I love Bruce Lee stuff. Crusher says, I love Chuck Norris movies. I have most of the movies. Invasion USA. Invasion USA is a good film, but the problem is with Invasion USA is he is fucking terrible in it. He's almost as bad in that as what he is in Firewalker. You know what I mean?
I have to go back, man, because it's been years since I watched any of those. Invasion
USA is really good, and it's dead entertaining, and it's dead enjoyable. But he's like dialing that shit in from outer space. It's like there's no emotion in him. There's no nothing. He's just saying lines, getting out the scene quick and done.
Right.
But he's still entertaining film.
Missing in Action, they put that bag of rats over his head, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that shit. Man, that's the thing, man, with those movies, you know. Like, there's a lot of movies today. You'll watch it, and then, like, a month later, you're not going to remember shit about it. But movies back in the day, they leave you with something, you know?
Yeah, they do, yeah. Either scare you for life or, you know what I mean?
Right. I haven't seen that shit in forever, man. I couldn't tell you last time I watched Missing in Action.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, 2 and 3 aren't that good, but that's really good.
Yeah, I got it. I got a regular studio release. I'm not even sure who put it out, but I bought it probably about a year ago. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, Delta Force 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Delta Force here in the UK that got an Arrow video release. Wherever that's gone. There it is.
And you're gonna make me go back in and you're gonna make me go back in all that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
That's childhood shit, man.
I love it, mate. You know what I mean? I do love it. And then obviously 101 Films put out Delta Force 2. So
my old lady's gonna be kicking my ass. She's gonna be like, "What the hell are you watching in here? A bunch of man shit going on." It's Father's Day. It's man shit going on.
Well, the other Arrow video release, again, it's not Chuck, but it's a third collection of things. Have you ever seen Wild Geese?
Man,
That's
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen
Roger Moore's in it. Roger Moore's fucking brilliant in it.
Is he in Delta Force too?
Chuck Norris, yeah, Chuck Norris in Delta Force.
No, I'm talking about the other guy.
Roger Moore.
Yeah.
No,
not Roger Moore. Okay. I thought you were saying somebody else. The old man in Delta Force, I was thinking was in that one, but
it's thinking into what's his face? I tell you, I am terrible with names.
I'm telling you, man.
Lee Marvin.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm bad with that shit.
Oh man, I'm terrible with names.
It's probably 30 plus years since I've seen any of the Chuck Norris shit, man. That needs to change. That needs to change.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a point in time where I'll do a Chuck Norris stream and get people on for a Chuck Norris stream.
Man, hit me up.
There's always some fun coming out of. Yeah, man.
There's
always some fun coming out from a Chuck Norris film.
It's a little different, man, because like I grew up with that shit, you know. So watching it, like if you've never seen that shit, a lot of people can look at it and be like, "Man, what the hell is this shit?" You know. But growing up when you're a kid, you're like trying to be that son of a bitch, you know.
Yeah, but that's just it, isn't it?
Right.
Skull the 22 says, I think 88 films were released. Good Guys Wear Black this year with Chuck. Well, that's cool.
I think that's it. That might be it, or Code of Silence. One of the two, where he's real stealthy. He's wearing black, and he's. I just remember the silhouettes.
It's Code of Silence, that one. The one where he's got the shotgun on the case. That's Code of Silence, that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good roundhouse? Exactly.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Zod, my favourite Chuck Norris film is Hero and the Terror. Is Hero and the Terror and the Hitman was brutal. The Terror, I don't know that one.
No.
Hero and the Terror. No, don't know that one.
Huh.
Just don't watch Delta Force 3. Yeah, Delta Force 3 is awful. I mean, 2 ain't much good. 3's even worse. It's coming out in August. Cool. I'll have to look at that. I didn't realise. I mean, hopefully 88 can start pumping some of that stuff out. Because for me, what 88 is turning out at the moment.
I mean, people keep talking about 88 films and Second Sight, and I mean, I know I got The Witch coming from Second Sight, and I think that's going to be my first title that I get from them. But I'm just hearing like the amazing job they do. Like, you know.
Second Sight are probably the single best boutique company coming out of the UK at the moment. Their attention to detail, they're not cheap, don't get me wrong, the titles aren't cheap, but their attention to detail and the quality of the restoration and transfer is second to none. You know what I mean? It's
people are shitting their pants over that damn drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
4K drive. I mean, people are like saying how insane that shit looks. But
yeah, the big one for me, which comes out at the end of next month, is Dog Soldiers. I mean, I like the film anyway. The film's fucking brilliant. But to get a good 4K of it, even a good 4K on a Blu-ray of it from Second Sight will look good. And the special features that they piled on there as well.
Would that be in your top werewolf movies?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I think you could tell which one's my favorite one.
Yeah. I mean, werewolf movies for me, I like some of the classic stuff, but the more modern stuff probably just does it a little bit better for me. And then when I first saw Dog Soldiers, and you've got these like bipedal fucking beasts, like they're not just wolf looking, they're fucking jacked as shit werewolves, like 8 foot tall. That sold me on it straight away.
You know, I've never seen it. I've never seen Dog Soldiers.
I mean, not.
No.
It's good. It's filmed in the English moors. A team of Royal Marine Commandos go missing on the Yorkshire moors in a training exercise, and they send in a crack team of SAS guys to go and try and find them. I think there's 6 of them in total. Sean Pertwee is like the main guy. And while they're up there, some weird shit starts happening, and they get sort of pinned back into like an abandoned farmhouse, and then just all bets are off. It just goes fucking crazy. And there's just these werewolves just coming out of everywhere, just picking them off one by one. It's good. The kills in it are great. But like the soldiers put up a real good fight, like bare-fisted fighting with knives against them. It's good. It's entertaining. Sean Pertwee has his guts ripped out, and they're trying to push him back in, super glue him back into him. It's good. It's good.
Man,
it's definitely with that. And like I said, Second Sight doing that.
Yeah. Keep hearing a lot
Yeah,
about it.
I mean the artwork alone, what they're turning out for the second sight release is beautiful. The artwork they've done on it is fantastic. But again, second sight do a great job. A lot of the stuff they release isn't my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Drive does nothing for me. I'm not into that kind of film.
I passed on it. I passed on Drive. I mean, I got the Blu-ray. I'm good with the Blu-ray. You know, I just keep hearing how amazing this shit is, and I'm like, damn, making me wonder if I need to buy it and shit. You know, like,
yeah, definitely.
The soundtrack's cool. I mean, you know,
yeah. Again, just not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? But the work they've done on it's brilliant. I picked some up for Johnny recently. I picked him up the collector's edition of The Guest. Again, not my cup of tea. Not my.
Yeah, I don't care for The Guest either. I mean, I'm just not. I couldn't see. I mean, it's just my opinion. I mean, people can like what they want, but The Guest, I don't see why they did that big ass edition for The Guest.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm not seeing something somebody else is seeing. You know,
maybe. And again, just not my cup of tea. The other one I sent in was Revenge. Like a spit on your grave rip off reel. I think like
rape
a modern
revenge
take on it.
type.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Okay, but I passed on that one too. You know. So.
Yeah. So the sort of box sets that are slowly coming out from them now. It's like The Hitcher that'll pop up. The Witch, not my cup of tea, but
The Witch. Now that shit, you know, the first time I seen it, I was like, the way they're talking and shit, it was kind of like throwing me off. But then I watched it again, and I fell in love with the damn thing. You know, I don't know. I like that type of shit though. So, and the whole thing with the damn goat talking to the children and shit, that's kind of throwing off shit, man.
Yeah, I struggle with those sort of like modernish kind of films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's every so often I can pick one out and go, yeah, I really enjoyed that, and then some of it just doesn't hold me attention.
There's not many new ones that I like, new films that I like, but The Witch, I could tell that, you know, the way it was done, and I don't know, they had whoever made that shit had some passion in what they were doing, you know.
Yeah.
Not just a cash grab type shit, you know.
Yeah. But like I said, the two big ones from second sight coming up will be the Hitcher and Dog Soldiers.
And
the
Hitcher, man. I'll definitely get the Hitcher, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that people haven't contacted me already and said, "Can you pre-order one from the UK for us and ship them over?" It's probably the cheaper option for you guys to do is just hit me up, me pre-order them, and then get them to you that way.
Is it?
Yeah, because you know what I mean. It's because obviously the second sight releases are cheaper for me over here anyway because it's a UK company. And then for me,
I got the Witch coming from. I pre-ordered it from Diabolic, and it was. I ended up spending. I think it was probably like close to 60. You know.
Right. Right. So,
$60. So.
Hold on. So let's see what that is at the moment. Dollar to pound. About what did you say? 60. So it's about it's just short of £50 that currently.
Okay.
Was that including shipping?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's plus shipping. So
let me see.
Did you get the big collector's edition?
Yeah.
Right. So the collector's edition in the UK is 40. So it'd have been 40 over here, and then about £14, give or take, for me to send it to you, depending on how big that box set is. So for me to send that to you, it's like, call it £45.
Oh wow!
So that for you would have been, hold on,
about 50 something,
$55. That's including the shipping.
Okay, so it's still cheaper.
You
know. Yeah.
And the stuff generally, when I stood up to rest of the guys, generally a week to 10 days takes to get there, depending.
Right. Okay, that's not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad at all, really.
But the second sight stuff, mate, it is really worth picking up. Like Skull is saying here, second sight, take the time, don't rush it, and don't put out half-hearted releases. Because
Right.
the Witch theme, because I'm on Second Sight's mailing list. I can get review copies of Second Sight. And they emailed me the other day. They put the Witch back to the 27th again, so it's only coming out the 27th of this month now. It was originally the 19th, and then they put it back to the 27th.
Right. So they're sending you review copies in.
I can ask for review copies. Yeah. Now the Witch, I generally only ask for review copies of films that I personally like. I won't just take anything off them. And again, The Witch, it's neither near nor there to me. I don't really care about it. But like for Dog Soldiers, I can ask them for a review copy of it, and I'll just ask for the Blu-ray. Again, the same with The Hitcher. I'll just ask for a Blu-ray copy of that. And the really good guys over there, you know what I mean? I do it with Second Sight, and I do it with a company called Network as well. Network send me review copies of stuff out. But when Network sends stuff to me, they just send it like this. So like that. So they just send me review copies like that.
Okay.
Which is fine for me, you know what I mean? I don't care. If they want to send me review copies, I'll review it. But I mean, they've sent me loads.
Yeah, that's what they do to CK too when he's reviewing the Second Sight stuff.
Yeah,
they just send him something like that. That's what he told me. So.
Yeah, they're brilliant for it. You know what I mean? They're really good, and I think the way I look at it, the more free sort of publicity they can get for it, free advertising they get for it, like me talking about it on here or putting it up on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, the better it is for them. You know what I mean?
Word of mouth. Way bigger.
Yeah, definitely. But to be fair, I mean, Second Sight shit sells itself. You know what I mean? It's that good.
Right.
But they will only turn a release out once they are 100% happy with it. You know
that's awesome to know, because I've seen a lot of people bitching about The Witch. It was supposed to come out in April.
Yeah.
And they were bitching about it, and I was like, look, man, I'm glad it's not coming out. If it ain't right, I mean, why send that shit out and do like what all these other fuckers are doing?
Yeah, disc replacement.
Replacement discs and all that bullshit, you know?
I mean, Second Sight are only a small company, so they probably can't afford to do disc replacements. So if they get something wrong, it's catastrophic for them. You know what I mean?
Probably got quality control way better than these other sons of bitches, you know?
It's been in Scream Factory, Shout Factory, and Murder for it. You know what I mean?
Arrow too, a little bit.
Yeah, I wrote a Murder for it. Whole Notes, that sounds very much like Predator. I also haven't seen Dog Soldiers, and it sounds right up my alley. Holland Man, you will love it. It is a great fucking flick.
Well, I know what I'm watching tonight.
Yeah, honestly. You could probably get it on streaming services. It's probably kicking around.
Oh, yeah. I know some things about some things.
Yeah, man. Yep, so do I. It's everything's always available if you want it.
Right. Yeah.
But it's definitely worth a watch.
Hell yeah. So would you put that like in your top 3 werewolf movies, or your top werewolf?
It may be my number 1 just because of the style. Wow. Because it's like an action film as well. So it's an action film, werewolf film, horror film. It's all sort of rolled into one. But like I said, I like American Werewolf. I like The Howling. One of my other favourites that doesn't get talked about enough.
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet is fucking brilliant. But it's this one, Wolfen.
Okay, Wolfen, yeah.
Wolfen's a great film. Shot in like the third person view, so you're looking at the eyes of the wolf all the time. It's great. And again,
I know I've seen that shit. I'm gonna have to revisit that too. Damn.
Yeah. It's like, is it just like take place in the projects or somewhere like that? There's been murders happening, and they sort of don't know what's going on, but it's in like a really poor area. So police don't really give a fuck and stuff like that. But then sort of private investigator gets involved and stuff like that, and they turn out, well, this looks a bit supernatural. It's a bit weird. And it turns out there's fucking the werewolves. You know what I mean? Just preying on the homeless and the desolate. It's good. It's definitely good. It's a good film.
Damn. See, there's like a urban legend here in Louisiana. You ever heard of the Rougarou?
No.
It's supposed to be like this is what the old Cajun people would tell the children, so they wouldn't go in the swamps at night.
Right.
The Rougarou are gonna get you, and so it'd be like a regular man body, but it had the head of a wolf.
Right.
So it's an old.
Nice.
It's old.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, like people believe that shit. They believe there are fucking Rougarous out in the fucking swamp. Yeah.
I mean, we've got shit like that over here too. You know what I mean? We've had people for fucking years looking for Nessie. You're never going to find it. You're never going to find the Loch Ness monster. That fucking loch's not that big. You know what I mean? To hide a beast of its fucking size. But I like urban myths and urban legends, stuff like that. It's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4K Lowdown. Hey guys, what's up? How's it going, man? You okay? Holland says,
Loch Ness.
Drive. Go.
Oh, sorry, man.
Go on, man. No, go for it. Go for it.
Loch Ness. How far would that be from you?
So that's the top end of Scotland. So I'm in the middle of England.
Okay.
So it's like top end of the country. So for me, about going to Loch Ness, about 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours.
Oh
like
shit!
Maybe a bit longer.
Damn, that's like that Aleister Crowley shit, huh?
Yeah, it's you know what I mean.
Aleister Crowley didn't he? He lived in Loch Ness, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Pass. Don't know.
You know who Aleister Crowley is?
No.
Okay, he's supposed to be the most wickedest man that ever walked the earth.
Right.
That's what they say. But
and he lived at Loch Ness.
Yeah, he was a black magician. Like,
right.
Yeah, really dark son of a bitch.
It don't surprise me living up Scotland. You know what I mean? It's fucking remote as shit where fucking Loch Ness is as well. It's
right.
I mean, there ain't a great deal up there.
Right. Okay. I thought maybe you would know Crowley. You know.
No. It's like I say, urban legend kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There's all that kind of stuff around here. I mean, we've got the Beast of Bodmin Moor. Well, that's supposed to be a big cat that roams around the moors.
Oh
shit! There's one quite close to the Beast of Buckshaw, which is like a couple of miles away from where I live, and that there's been like smudgy photographs taken of that, and that looks like a wolf, but it's fucking massive. But they're not 100% sure what that is. They actually think there is something that's probably escaped from somewhere, or it's a big dog kind of creature that is probably roaming around out there.
Damn. You see, they got something similar to that here, in Texas and Mexico, and I think people said they've seen them here too. The chupacabra. You ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah. I know all about the chupacabra. Yeah,
it means a goat sucker.
Goat sucker. Yeah. I know that one.
People have seen caught it on film and shit. It looks like a pit bull from the back.
Yeah,
and it's got like this damn long snout and shit. They look crazy as hell. But.
Yeah, it's what's the other one as well? There's a film based on it. The Last Broadcast, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah. It's I like all that kind of shit. It's
pretty crazy shit, man.
It's fascinating. Olin saying hello to 4K. Zod. My mum's a werewolf is the best werewolf film. I love these cheesy 80s girls. I don't know that one. My mum's a werewolf.
I remember that shit. I remember that shit. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I do remember that shit. That's like a comedy kind of type, you know. Yeah, I mean, who can't forget about Teen Wolf and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I like Teen Wolf. I've got Teen Wolf. I like Teen Wolf too. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It's oh yeah, my mum's. Do you know what? I don't know this film, and I called myself an 80s aficionado, and I don't know this one.
Oh shit! I remember that shit. I remember the day I rented it.
1989.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to check that one out. No, I don't know that one. I'll have to have a look at that one. But again, yeah, I like Silver Bullet, but no one has a release of that in the UK. There is no Blu-ray
proper-
release of Silver Bullet.
No
No
proper,
proper
one,
release. No.
I got the Scream Factory.
Yeah, Scream Factory had it in the States, yeah. But Zod, I'm going to have to look that film up now, mate.
Do you have that one?
No.
The Scream Factory one?
No, I've not got Scream Factory edition of that, no.
Okay.
The Witch and the Babadook were not my cup of tea. Yeah, I don't like the Babadook neither.
My son does. My 5-year-old.
Yeah.
He loves that damn movie.
Yeah.
He loves that shit. I was like, I don't want to watch it, you know.
Yeah.
And, he don't want me to leave the room though. It scares the shit out of him, you know. And I'm like, well, shit. I gotta sit here and watch this shit.
4K saying hello to Holland. Cody, Second Sight has some duds, but most of their catalogue is solid. Horse, Paranormal Activity, and Guest, and yeah, mate. The Horse I'm not a fan of. Yeah. Paranormal Activity, nope, does nothing for me whatsoever.
Nah, I'm not big on the found footage. I'm not big on the found footage shit.
I'm not. Again, it doesn't do nothing for me. Again, one film we just mentioned then, the last broadcast, that shot like found footage, and that's on the 101 collector's line, and I've never bothered picking that up. So again, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
What about Blair Witch?
I remember watching it at the cinema when it first came out, and sort of getting involved with the hype with it. But then the more you go back to it over the years, it loses its edge. It's just, it's
I remember when I seen
it.
That's the one movie, and I was drunk off my ass back then, back in '99, right? 90.
Yeah.
I was drunk as hell going to see that shit, and at the end of the movie, I was like, I remember I'd snuck up some beer in them. I had these baggy pants and shit, and I snuck beer in there, and I was drunk as hell by the end of that movie, and and I was like screaming, I wanted my money back, you know, refund. It's the only movie I've ever done that shit to, you know. Yeah, I don't like the Blair Witch.
No, I like I said, I was in the hype train when it first came out, and I watched it at cinema. I thought, well, yeah, something different.
Internet
at the
was
time.
new.
It was completely different.
Yeah, internet was real
brilliantly.
Yeah, internet was real new right then, and people believe that shit, you know.
Yeah. Chris is saying, do Second Sight films have any action movies, and can you recommend any? Action movies? No, not really, mate. They tend to stay down the lines of sort of classic, sort of 80s cheese sort of stuff. They put a lot of horror out. They also do sort of like obscure kind of stuff. And as far as action movies go, no, not really. There's again, if you go back and look at the video I did of my collection the other day, you might see some on there you like. But Dreamscape, I fucking love that film. It's a great film.
They did that one?
They put that out. Second Sight put Dreamscape out.
I got the Scream Factory of that.
Scream Factory. Yeah, well, the chances are that is the Second Sight scan of that film that they've used.
Yeah, because it looked great. The one I got looks awesome.
Yeah, and I do love that film. I've always loved that film from back in the day as well.
I watched that the same time. That was the same year Nightmare came out. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. I watched those the same night. Back to back.
If you look at that film, and even on the VHS days, and they've used the same artwork on the Second Sight release, that looks like an Indiana Jones ripoff. They sold that film as in the Indiana Jones film, because if you look at that artwork, it's blatant Indiana Jones ripoff. You know what I mean? I'll show you, man. It's unreal. I don't even know if they got away with it.
I'll be right back. Hold on just a second. But I probably can't hear me.
I mean, look at that shit. I mean,
if
that doesn't scream Indiana Jones, I don't know what doesn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on just a second. I'll grab mine. I'm I think the slip's different. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. Let's have a look what we've got in the chat. Score 22, Assault on Precinct 13, 1976. Oh yeah, Assault Precinct 13's there, mate. I forgot about that one. I don't own a copy of that. What about A Company of Wolves? Don't think I've ever seen it, Zod. Don't think I've ever seen Company of Wolves. You guys looking for the TCM 4K release from Second Sight, or do you prefer VHS DVD cuts? You know my thing on 4K, mate. I like it. I'm not into it 100%. I've not jumped into it with both feet. So my release that Second Sight put out, that big 2-disc set they put out, does me fine. So I'm never going to run out and buy it on 4K again, mate, because I've got an edition of it that I'm more than happy with it. And to be perfectly honest, and I know this ruffles people's feathers, but I'm just okay about the film. I neither like it nor dislike it. It's just meh for me, Texas Chainsaw. And I know that blows fucking people's minds, but it really is just meh for me.
Hey.
There's no other way they can look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you like what you like, you know.
I don't dislike it, but I don't love it.
I think it's a bigger, different experience for me because I'm so close to Texas. And when I was a kid, I remember being at my aunt and uncle's, and there was a house that looked similar to that damn house, and they told me that was the house, and that shit was real. And so it's a complete different experience for me.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw, but yeah, I'm gonna get that shit. I'm a dumbass. I got the turbine, you know, but I got the turbine 4K. But more than likely, yeah, I'm gonna get that shit. But here's that Dreamscape that I got.
Yeah, that's cool. That'll be commissioned out for Screen Factory, won't it? It does look good. You got like Snake Man in the background on it and everything.
Yeah, and that's the same what you just showed, I think.
Yeah. Because like I said, that was on the original VHS rental. That was the artwork, and they was really trying to sell that shit off the back of Indiana Jones. Definitely,
it does too. You know, with that torch and shit. Yeah,
everything, the color, the font, everything. It's nuts, really.
Yeah, man. I hate to say it, but yeah, I am gonna get that damn TCM.
Yeah, it's like I say, I have that 2-disc set. I'm quite happy with that.
It's in my top 5 all time. You know, so I gotta, you know, I'm sure you got multiple copies of certain films, right?
Yeah, loads. I mean, probably some of the more multiple copies I've got. Tremors is one of them. I own loads of different versions of Tremors because I fucking love that film.
Tremors is good, man. That's in Texas, right? That takes place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right here by Texas, man. I mean, like literally 30 minutes I'm in Texas, you know.
Yeah. What's the other one I've got? I own multiple copies of The Thing. I love The Thing. Thing's great.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I own multiple copies of a few things. The biggest multiple copy one that I own, I probably own about 7 versions of it.
Oh shit!
From VHS and DVD and Blu-rays and 4Ks and all kinds of shit. It's Transformers the movie, the original 80s animated cartoon version of Transformers.
No shit.
4K.
I was
obsessed with that film.
Yeah, I was big into that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's.
I remember when what's his name killed Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, yeah, that was in the movie. Yeah.
Megatron killed his
Megatron.
ass.
Yeah.
I remember reading the comic books though, and he killed him in the damn comic book. I don't know if they were put in the movie. Did they put in the movie?
Yeah. Kills him in the film. About 20 minutes in, you fucking murder Optimus Prime. You're like cinemas full of kids just fucking striking their eyes out for the next hour. You know what I mean? It was like fucking Optimus. Like the main dude is dead, and then they got that much negative feedback that they bring him back.
Yeah.
So the film itself is set between seasons 2 and seasons 3 of the cartoon.
Okay.
So that's where the film sort of lodged in between. 4K Loader says, I like Late Phase. Late Phase is another good film.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. 101. I don't think I have it here. No, but 101 put Late Phases out not long back. That is a decent pickup. Dog Souls is definitely in my top 5. Dog Souls is fucking great.
Are you getting anything from the Criterion?
I generally don't bother with Criterion for the simple reason here in the UK, we probably only have about 30% of what you guys have got in the US. Not everything gets released in the UK from the Criterion catalogue. And what we get is really the most basic of the basic. And it's fucking super expensive for what it is. Really expensive. Right. I don't own much. I own a few. I have the very nice release that they did of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They did a really nice job on that. I own Jabberwocky. Have you ever seen that film? From the Monty Python crew.
I've seen Monty Python stuff back in the day, but
well, this is handmade films. So it's the Monty Python crew, and it's about the whole story of the Jabberwocky. That's a decent release from Criterion. I owned the 1950s version of The Blob, Steve McQueen. That's a pile of shit. I traded that in not long back.
Really?
I got rid of that. Yeah, it's fucking awful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first one that I've heard that's a bad transfer.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it looked. I don't like the film in general, really. It's not the best sort of. There's better 50s creature feature films out than The Blob. Yeah, I fucking love the remake. The 80s remake is
awesome.
Probably my most favorite remake of all times.
Even more than The Thing.
I never really look at The Thing as being a remake, because if you watch the original Thing, it's not. I don't look at it as a like for like remake. The Blob looks very similar. The remake looks very similar to the original. The Thing looks fucking nothing like The Thing does from the original 50s film.
The Thing.
So I never really
world.
Thing from another world. Yeah. So I never looked at it as a remake. I always look at it as a sort of a bit of a standalone film. But I got rid of that one.
Remake of all time. I mean, this is how I've always looked at it. But
I know what you mean. Yeah.
The Blob's up there though, for sure.
Yeah. And then not too long back, Johnny sent me a copy of The Brood from Criterion.
Yeah. Cronenberg.
Yeah, because I like Cronenberg stuff.
Have you seen his new
one? No.
Crimes of the Future?
No.
He's going back to the body horror.
All right, cool.
With Crimes of the Future. And it looks insane. I don't know if you've seen Existence.
Yes.
It looks similar to that in a way, but I know it's going to be something completely different. Every one of his films are completely different. Nothing's the same, and I respect him highly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's just there's some really good stuff put out by him. There's some good editions of stuff as well. I mean, I've got Shivers and Rabid up there as well.
I got Shivers. I was looking at Amazon today, and I can get Shivers for like $10. What the hell is it? Here, I'll tell you here in a second. Trying to see who released it.
4K Lowdown. The Kirsty's is one that's good, not the Christina Ricci one. Reminds me of Brotherhood of the Wolf. Brotherhood of the Wolf's a really good film. That got a nice release by somebody not too long back as well.
The Cursed is a new one that's good. You talking about Curse? Oh no, not the Christina Ricci. Yeah,
not the Christina Ricci one. Yeah. Zod. My Mum's a Werewolf. Has John Saxon in it. I'm sold, then, mate. If it's got John Saxon in, I'm sold. Take me money. It's John Saxon's great.
Oh yeah, John Saxon is in that shit, ain't he?
Yeah. I'll definitely check that out. If John Saxon's in it, I'm all over it. It's
You know anything about this one? I don't know if I can show it. It's too bright. That Vestron.
Oh, Vestron's release of Shivers. That I don't think that's available in the UK. That one again, we don't get everything that Vestron puts out. We only get a handful of titles, and I do like what Vestron do. Vestron are great.
I can get this one for 10.
Yeah, $10. Do it. Yeah, do it. You won't be disappointed with what Vestron do.
Okay. I just didn't know if you knew about
really, really good.
the transfer, if that's a better.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I say, I don't think I'm not 100% sure that Shivers isn't available from Vestron in the UK. We get other Vestron titles. Some we get, some we don't. It must be a licensing thing. And I like what Vestron do with those releases. They're really good. I mean, I've got a few. I've got Class of 1999, the Wraith, the Gate.
Yeah, the Gate. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love the Gate. The Gate's brilliant.
Hell yeah.
AJ's Movies Palace, even for the UK. Hey, you are, man.
I said screw part 2 though. I didn't care for part 2. Gate 2.
Don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
AJ says Assault Precinct 13 is a classic. If you're looking at second sight releases, yeah, mate, it definitely is. Anthony Owen Moore, what's up, guys? How's it going, Anthony? You okay, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Liking the videos you're putting out, dude. Keep turning them out, man. You're doing a good job over there on your channel. Videodrome is batshit crazy. I love it. Yeah, Videodrome is nuts. That's an Arrow release in the UK.
And the Criterion is I have the Criterion of that, and it's right. Awesome. It is awesome. I give them that. You know,
the only Criterion one that I really do want, and it's not available in the UK for some fucking reason, I don't know why, is War of the Worlds.
Okay.
I'd love to see that on a Criterion release over here, but for some reason it's not put over here. Original.
Or the Tom Cruise one.
The original one. The original one, Criterion have got it in the US, but for some reason haven't got it over here. Wow. But it's expensive as shit, you know what I mean, that Criterion stuff.
It is, but the sale, like what I'm seeing on Amazon right now, I can get a lot of their titles right now for under $20.
Right.
You know, and they're usually like 40. Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been 2 for 30 here, but only on selected titles, not on the entire catalogue of what's available in the UK. But every time they do the 2 for 30, you look at the titles on there, it's just the same titles every single time. They've never put anything new into that sale. So they're just regurgitating the same stuff constantly. Right. So I generally don't bother with the stuff. Personally, in the UK, I don't think you get enough bang for your buck for what you're paying.
Well, see, I want to get what they have as far as Kubrick, like Stanley Kubrick stuff.
Yeah.
What they have as far as Cronenberg stuff, and what they have as far as David Lynch, his stuff. And then there's some horror titles that I want, like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Gotta get
that's available in the UK. Yeah, that's a really good. The only thing that's ever put me off that release is it's not in an Amaray case. It's in a crappy cardboard digibook.
Yeah.
And it just put me off every time because it doesn't match. This sounds fucking nuts, but when you put your titles on a shelf, you put all your stuff together, everything looks sort of symmetrical. You know what I mean? Your second sight stuff, your horror stuff, your 88 film stuff. Then you come to your Criterion shit, and it's just fucking everywhere.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Videodrome is different than my damn what do you call it? Scanners. Scanners is like a digibook too. You know.
Yeah. See, Scanners over here is a second sight release.
I wonder how that shit looks. I wonder if it's better than the Criterion because that Criterion's amazing.
This edition's good. You know what I mean? This edition of Shivers is good.
Yeah.
Shivers of Scanners. Sorry. 4K Lowdown. I've got the Vestron copy of Shivers. Good transfer. There you go.
Awesome. Good to know, man. Thank you.
So I haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched anything yet. I haven't watched anything of Vestron stuff yet that I've been disappointed with. So
okay, good.
Shivers is out from UK. Arrow in UK. It is, mate. I think it's out of print though. Possibly. I'll soon tell you if it is or it isn't. By how much it's going for on the secondary market. Could never find it. I don't know. It might not be. The first run one that's gone, but they must have done a re-release of it because you can get it for £10 second hand. So that's still available. The steel book of it, the Arrow steel book's only 18. So I would imagine it's still about.
I think I did better buying from Arrow, the UK site, than because it's like you're saying, like there's not as much available on the US site during the Arrow sale. So I think I did better off that site, but I would probably do better if I got you to do it for me.
It would probably get to you quicker. You know what I mean? You would probably have to wait like a month for your titles.
Yeah, I waited over a month. It was like almost 2 months, I think, before I got them. And then I was like, I had to get on their ass through Twitter, and then shit started happening. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, it's for me. I could just walk in store, pick those titles up, put them on the counter, pay cash, walk out. Done.
What the hell?
You know what I mean?
There's an Arrow store there?
HMV stock all Arrow stuff.
Okay.
So I could just walk in and get it. So that goes for anything. So I don't buy anything online. I can just walk in store, take it off the shelf or pre-order it. It comes in the store for me. Pay for it cash, walk out, done. The only thing in the UK that I currently buy, I can't buy from HMV any titles from Eureka or any titles from Indicator. They don't stock either company anymore. But everything else, 88 Films, Arrow, Criterion, BFI, you name it, they're there. I can Second Sight. I could just walk in, pick it up, walk out, done. So when the sales are on.
Yeah. How do you transfer, like do money transfers? What do you do it through?
Well, we'll do it through PayPal, but PayPal charges a little bit. But what I always prefer doing is if you want titles from me, I just top the amount up, and then you buy me the titles I need from over there, then you just ship them to me. So instead of you sending me cash, I'd rather you send me the movies.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how I do it with Brad. That's how I do it with Johnny. That's how I do it with Pops. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it makes life easier for me, mate, than trying to, because I did it with Brad the other day. I wanted to pay Brad. Brad sent me the Screen Factory Friday box set, which I didn't have. So he did me a really good price on it. He sent it me over. I went to send him the money. Then PayPal wanted to charge me £7 for converting pounds to dollar. And I was like, fucking £7? That's ridiculous. And then every other way we looked at doing it, somebody wanted to charge you something. So I ended up just doing it and paying the £7. But I'd rather just send me the titles I want and then do it that way.
Okay, well, that's fine. Do you have Zelle? Have you heard of that?
No.
That's the one thing that I found recently that don't charge you it don't take a penny.
Right.
Not one damn penny.
That's good.
But it's done through my bank and shit like that, But
yeah, that was the only other thing was me to just do a balance transfer. But it seems to be giving somebody in the US my details, it's completely different, and vice versa. So if I wanted, so over here, if I had my bank account and sort code, if I wanted to do online banking, they're the only two things I would need to send to you to do a balance transfer. But it seems to be your banking system is different to the UK banking system, and it just doesn't work off. I can't put your details into my online banking app. It just doesn't understand it, which is a shame, really. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
well, that makes it easy though. We could
I'd just rather transfer. I'd rather just title share. You know what I mean? So I'd rather do that all day long. It makes life a lot easier, mate. You know what I mean?
Cool, man. I'll keep that in mind. Like the next Arrow sale, and then you can kind of let me know or whatever.
So like for instance, now I've got Brad wanted some stuff from me. He wanted the Nucleus video releases of the Grindhouse trailers. So Grindhouse trailers volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, you guys in the US can only get volume 1, but over here we've got volumes 2, 3, and 4. Volume 2's out of print and goes for fucking daft money, but I managed to fucking nail him one down really cheap. And you could pick volumes 3 and 4 up anywhere now. So he wanted those, plus he wanted 7 bloodstained orchids. Is it 7 bloodstained orchids?
Yeah.
He wanted that as well. So I got him the 88 films release of that. And in return, he got me some Shout Factory stuff I needed. So you know what I mean. So that's how we generally do it, mate.
Cool. Okay, I was just curious how y'all was doing that, but I'll keep that in mind next Aerosale. You know, instead of going through that bullshit again. I mean, it took 2 months to get my shit. You know.
I could walk in store, mate. I could video time you, and I could just go through the shelves like that. You pick out what you want. I'll box it, send it over. Done.
Okay. Cool.
What am I up to with the chat? What are your guys' favorite horror franchises? Friday the 13th. I'm a big Friday fan. That's the big hitter for me, really, I suppose. I'm a big fan of Poltergeist as well because I'm an 80s kid, 80s nerd. I like the Poltergeist films.
Yeah. My top.
Go
ahead.
Yeah. I like Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I mean, I like the early stuff. I think the later stuff just because a bit fucking shit. I'm not the biggest fan of that. What else do I like? They're probably my big ones, really.
Tremors.
I like the Tremors, but the problem is with some of those Tremors mean 2's okay, 3 and 4 are really crap. 5 is all right. The newer one, Shrieker Island's not too bad. That's okay. But as I think as a pair across the board for most enjoyment for a franchise, you can't really go wrong with Friday the 13th.
Well,
there's good ones and bad ones, but
mine be Friday the 13th. I feel like it's the most solid as a whole. You know, Friday the 13th, number 1. Then I would say probably Halloween 2. Halloween.
Yeah, I like the Halloweens. But they're hit and miss. They're a bit all over the show.
Yeah, there's some that are just, like Resurrection can go fuck itself.
Yeah, H2O. I never liked H2O.
Yeah, I don't like that shit either, man. It's too much like a Scream movie.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. Scream franchise, to me, that's not fucking horror. I might be offending somebody, but, it is what it is.
No, it's
more like fucking Scooby-Doo,
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one for what it was and the time, and it brought slasher films back to the forefront. I like that, and I like what it did for it. But the rest of them, they're not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Plus I've got a fucking Jason tattoo as well, so you know what I mean. It's
right. I got one.
Friday 13th for me as well.
Right, that small one. Shit.
Right in the back.
You see him right there?
I can see him.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
I got that on Friday the 13th. And it'd be Phantasm too. I gotta throw Phantasm in there.
I'm a bit thingy with Phantasm. 1 and 2. 3 and 4, no. 5 is if as you got that, 1 and 2 is all right. The rest of them not keen. I don't think I've even ever seen the later one. I can't even think what it's called that now. I was the same with House. House 1's all right, 2's okay, 3 and 4 is shit.
Yeah. I was big on House.
Yeah. Zod, I've just watched AJ's video about damaged steelbooks from Amazon. They package things poorly here in the UK. That's fucking all over the world. I mean, I won't touch fucking Amazon with the barge pole. So
Amazon.
It's one company. Yeah, I go nowhere near them. I order fuck all from Amazon and nothing.
Well, I'm ordering some.
Amazon sites package very poorly.
I think if you order, it's just like anybody. If you order multiple titles, the better they're gonna package it.
Yeah.
If you order one title, it's gonna probably be fucked.
Yeah.
You got a 50-50 chance anyway.
Yeah, like I said, the only saving grace for me with Amazon is if I'm not home and we ordered something large and they can't deliver it, we've got an Amazon collection box about 200 yards away from where we live.
Oh wow!
So they'll just put it in there. I'll walk to the end of my street, Bluetooth the box, it opens the door and I take it out. That's the only saving grace.
They got a big Amazon warehouse opening up right over the bridge from where I live. Yeah. So it's about to create about 500 jobs, you know. So
that's good. You know what I mean?
Around here.
I mean, the shit with the staff, but a job's a job, I suppose. You know what I mean? They're the fucking horrible company to work for.
Right.
Criterion are slowly becoming dinosaurs. I get where you're coming from, Coda. They need to update the packaging, make it more consistent, and the majority of what they're releasing now does nothing for me. Yeah, again, mate, it's not one company that I've really ever been interested in, mate. There's a handful of titles, and I've probably got those I can get from the UK. The rest of them are US-only releases, and I'll probably get them at some point. But yeah, you know what I mean? That Night of the Living Dead puts me off every time because it's in that digipack.
Yeah, it don't throw me off because I mean, if you looked at my shelves, you'd probably be like, "Oh shit," you know, your OCD would probably kick in hard. But everything's just kind of nothing's uniform and shit. Oh well, it'll get there one day.
Yeah, I've got some OCD shit about that stuff. Like, you have to look at that above my head. You know what I mean? There's fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's out of place. Everything's where it should be.
Yeah.
Fucking... Yeah.
I got shit mixed up. I got studio titles mixed up with my boutique titles and all that shit, you know? But, I mean, shit, I only started back collecting back in November, you know?
Yeah.
So...
It takes time, mate. It takes time. You know what I mean? Building these shelves I've got in here, I just kept adding more and more to and more to. I'm pretty much out of room at this point. I've probably in this tiny little room of mine, I've probably got one more area I can get a shelf on. That shelf may hold about 40 titles looking at it. And then I'm done. I'm out of room then completely. So God only knows what I'll do at that point. You know what I mean?
I guess you'll start doing, because I've been thinking about what I got, and I don't even have 500 titles yet, you know. But I got probably a little over 300, 400, something like that. But
yeah,
I'll start purging those soon because I'm starting to realize, hey, some of this is a bunch of bullshit I got, you know, that I got for cheap. I bought it at a dollar store or some shit, you know.
I think that comes to everybody at some point. It's like I said, I mean, there are some major studio release titles that I've got here, just everyday Blu-rays of films that I like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe they'll have to come out at some point and end up being stored somewhere else. But I mean, fucking hell, man, I've still got like VHS lying around in here and stuff like that, and it really needs to go somewhere else. The rest of my VHS is gone, but I've still got bits and bats lying around in here, and you know what I mean? It probably needs to go somewhere else. But I've probably the room for I could probably get about another 10 titles in the big shelf above my head, above the window. If I put this new shelf up, I could probably get about 40 on there. And then I'm pretty much done. You know what I mean? There's not much room for anything else.
Right.
Anthony says, go on.
Yeah, I'm going to build some soon. You know.
Yeah, well, all this stuff I've got here was just like the cheap sort of black ash shelving. Like IKEA kind of stuff, and then all I've done, I've just sort of fashioned it to how I wanted it. So then I'd sort of like I buy big section bookcases, short, low section bookcases, like all my TV and everything behind me sat on the bookcase. But I built a shelf at work, and I set the shelf on top of the bookcases, so it all came out. And then I black vinyl wrapped everything, so everything looks like symmetrical and identical. And then I'm buying the cheap black bookcases and then screwing them to everything else. So everything's screwed together now, so nothing can fall over. And then I've got like shelves, this shelf behind me here, that's screwed to that big bookcase there and fastened to the wall as well. And that runs through to the other wall. So everything. If I was ever to move, I'd have to smash the shit to pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
demo. Come on with a sledgehammer. Me being a painter, I come across shit all the time where I got so much wood shelves in my shed right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not throwing this shit away now because I'm collecting shit. So
Yeah,
I got all
definitely
kind of
keep
shelving that, and I can paint it whatever color
Yeah,
I
man.
want. So
definitely timber shelving at the moment is fucking stupid money. The price of timber is stupid at the moment.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
I'm not throwing that shit away.
No, keep all of it.
Collecting it.
Yeah, man. Anthony says, Corey Montana, especially for the prices that Criterion charge, they need to start using herd slip boxes. They need to start doing something, mate. But you'll always have those Criterion heads out there. They'll carry on buying it. You know what I mean? It's Brad at Category 3 and me says, but by the way, Tony, the third title is supposed to be in tomorrow. Nice one. Cheers, Brad. Anthony saying hello to Brad. Zod says, I bought Spice World the movie on DVD for 50 pence. I can't believe how much he's selling for online. It sells for good money. It's either out of print or girl power is in demand.
Yeah, I would say this is the year of the woman, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so everybody out there looking for copies of Spice World, get flogging them on eBay.
Damn.
Yeah, it's totally different country to country, the post. The post office doesn't even understand me when I'm sending you stuff. Yeah, I mean, the lady in the post office argued with Brad the other week where I actually live. I give him my address. He knows my address. And she didn't believe that was the right address. So my address is GR, Manchester. GR being a short abbreviation for Greater. So Greater Manchester. And she said that was wrong and changed it to GB.
Damn.
It's still got here, but yeah, GB Manchester. There's also this fucking place.
Right. Manchester, man. That reminds me of, do you got that title? What is it? The Manchester Morgue?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own it, no, but that's where it's based. It's so-called based in Manchester.
Man, I want that shit.
Yeah. It's a decent film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he was sending it to the lady, like I said there, she thought that GR meant Germany, and that it wouldn't come to the UK, it would end up in Germany. And I was like, no, Germany's DL, Deutschland. Germany's not GR. You know what I mean? So, fucking, but he still got here.
They figured it out.
Yeah, my favourite horror franchise now is Rec. Do you know what, mate? I've never seen any of the Rec films. Spanish zombie films. I get there's only four of them. They're really good. It's like found footage kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember the American version was Quarantine.
Yes.
With
they remade it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, mate, I'm up to date with the chat there. I'm probably going to call it a night there because I'm going to go for something to eat. And I'm going to have a shower, and then it's bedtime for me. Then I'm work again in the morning. So
I hear you, man. I'm going to be back out in that hot ass sun tomorrow.
Well, we're not so bad here at the moment. We had one really hot day on Friday, just gone, for the UK hot especially. But it's calmed down again now, so it's not been so bad the last couple of days here.
Okay.
But we don't get anything like you guys get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
we
gonna be
got
like,
it.
It'll be like over
100
tomorrow.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
So is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? That
100 degrees Fahrenheit.
So what is Fahrenheit? Hold on a minute.
Because right now
Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Yeah. Right now
it's Celsius is equivalent to 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. Okay. So what is it there now?
97. See.
97. So that's 30. That's 36 degrees here, right? Which if we got to 36 here, that's unheard of, right? So it was on Friday. It was 27 here. So it was 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and we was moaning like a bitch about it.
Oh shit, man! I would be so happy if it was 80 degrees right now.
Yeah. So that's, to be honest, that broke a record where I live. So 27 degrees broke a record in Wigan. That's the hottest it's been since 2003 for this time of year.
Shit. Damn, man! I like the colder weather, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I've been born and bred here. You know, It's what I'm
Yeah,
used to. Shit, you know, you don't really ever get used to it. Though. I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
I can imagine. I mean, we sort of still get seasons here, so summer's generally summer. You will get nice weather. Winter is winter. You will get snow and ice and frost. So you get a bit of everything in the UK, really. You know what I mean? Especially where I live, like in the middle of the country. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's cold in winter, but nice in summer. So
Yeah, yeah.
one more from here from Crusher. I have lots track a bit as I am counting my change to buy a stack of DVDs again, and I'm not needed anymore. Get it done. Get all them 2p's and 1p's and 20p's cashed in, Crusher, and go and buy more stuff, mate. You always need more stuff. K-Man, thank you for the distraction. You're welcome, my friends. Take care of yourself, K-Man.
Yeah, man. Convertible truck.
I have no idea. Well, we have convertibles in the UK, but they're not much fucking use for anything. Brad says way too damn hot in the south. Yeah, I've never experienced. The hottest I've ever experienced was a summer in Greece, and it hit 44 in Greece. So what would that be over for you guys? So 44 was 111 Fahrenheit. That's the hottest I've ever experienced.
111.
Yeah, and like I said, that was in Greece.
Okay. Yeah, it's gotten. I remember the hottest it's ever been here was like 117.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I felt like I was going to fucking stroke out that day. You drink water, you know, and you got to drink another one right behind. Like, fuck.
Dirk, it's always nice chatting to you, dude. Thanks very much for dropping on, man.
Yeah, man. Get you something to eat, brother.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a night, though. Thanks for everybody who's chimed in the chat. Much appreciated. It's been a steady flow all night. Again, watch out for any stuff that's coming through. The big one at the moment, which I'll drop before we go, anybody that's watching, if you follow Pop's Movie Dungeon, Alan's currently trying to hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. He's got a competition running over there at the moment. Go across to Pop's Movie Dungeon, go and subscribe, go and like, track the video. It's about the 4th or the 5th one, give or take, from the top of his channel at the moment. Go on to that one. You'll see the things, the rules for the competition. Drop on there. Do what Pop says. Get him to that 1,000. And once he gets that 1,000, I can see a party stream coming on. So that'll be a good night.
You get a big, nice edition of
he's going away. Yep, they call it Brown Eye. So the big, nice box set, the Vinegar Syndrome of they call it One Eye or Cruel. Thriller, Cruel Picture. He's got that as the giveaway, which it'll be nice because that'll be worth a couple of quid in a bit. So that's nice for him to give away. So yeah, if you've not already done so, anybody that's in my chat, anybody from the UK that doesn't know Alan and doesn't know Pop's Movie Dungeon, go and check him out. I'll drop a link in the description of this video once I've done. Anybody coming back to this, go and check that link out. Get him to 1,000. He's a super nice dude, a nicer guy you will not meet. And the stuff that he brings in for his channel is fantastic. His channel's fantastic. So go and check him out and get into that 1,000 subscriber mark. So Dirk, dude, thank you very much, man, for joining us. Take care, man. We'll speak to everybody soon.
Take it easy,
Good evening, goodbye. Take care.
All right.